People have many words that they use to describe when they narrowly escape death. Some use the word lucky, blessed, fortunate, many other words that have been used in our world about when someone escapes death. Death is a reality. It's something that we all know that will take place at some point. But there are moments, and I know personally, when I could have been dead. And many of us have experienced these types of situations. We know that they exist. And we may not think in every circumstance how fortunate we are that we still have our lives. We still have an opportunity to serve Christ. On several occasions, people don't think that way. They may high five and do other things in excitement when their lives are spared. But they're not thinking about, do they need to turn their lives around? See, Christ wants to give us a chance, the opportunity for us to get our lives right. There are also those that do experience a change in their lives. They can go through cancer. They can have a bad car wreck. They can lose a loved one. They can have many failures in their lives that can change the course of how they may feel about death. See, God wants us to think each day as we live, how important is everlasting life? In the book of John, in chapter 14 and verse 1, John talks about, do not let your hearts be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. See, in the times when we deal with certain situations, we need to carefully examine our lives. We need to see that God exists. We need to know that we've been given a chance to get our lives right. There are several people in our world. They may get rattled. Maybe they escape death in a bad car accident. And for a short period of time, they think carefully about their lives. But then after so long a time, they go back to living the life as normal. We see this very fact when someone passes away that they love. And for a brief moment, death has their attention. The loss of a loved one has their attention. And they may even brush the subject or thought about God. But then eventually life takes over and they go back to living as normal. John is telling us here that we don't need to let our hearts be troubled. We need to believe in the one who has everlasting life. So you know when you could have been dead on many occasions. See, God gives many souls chances. When 150,000 people die daily globally, those people made plans, many of them. Yet God has spared your life to be here right now, this very second, to get your life right. See, God knows that we only have one chance, one opportunity. And this is why he is so loving and patient with us to give us this chance. In the book of 1 John, in chapter 4, verse 15, John talks about that if anyone acknowledges that Jesus is the Son of God, God lives in them and they in God. See, God will prepare a way for you. He loves every part of his creation, just like any creator or inventor in this world. When you're very proud of something, you want to protect it. It has value. Our souls have value for the kingdom. And this is why it's so important that each and every person examine their lives closely and know that the Lord exists. And he wants you to be part of the kingdom. In the book of Psalms, chapter 56, verse 4, the psalmist writes, "In God whose word I praise, in God I trust, and I'm not afraid. What can mere mortals do to me?" See, people that live in this world can only do so much. God can do much more. And it's time for you to know that you have a creator that believes in life. The time is right now to join the Father and the Son for the opportunity for salvation.